So, the students of 88-9 The Bridge live in Washington State. It's the epicenter for coronavirus in the United States. School is canceled for who really knows how long. Everything is closing, panic is rising. It honestly kind of feels like the apocalypse. This got us thinking, what do Washington teenagers think about coronavirus? We interviewed a few to find out. How do you feel about coronavirus?
How do I feel about the coronavirus?
Well, I don't love it.
Since I'm such an anxious person, the coronavirus definitely scares me.
I don't like it. I think that it will have a lot of pretty detrimental impacts that we can't even really predict right now, and it will hurt basically everyone. So
honestly, I think Corona is super scary, and I think the school is taking the right precautions with canceling classes.
I think, first of all, it's really overwhelming.
It's just really overwhelming.
It's a lot to process, especially the way it kind of came up so fast.
I think, for myself included, it hasn't really clicked yet for a lot of people because it kind of came on all of a sudden. I don't think any of us really expected it to have such an impact on our lives and on our futures as it's having right now.
It makes me question a lot of the stability that I was sure that America had. I wasn't expecting this at all. I was telling all my friends that we're definitely not canceling school. I lost a bet actually to my friend.
Well, I think Corona is really sad and serious.
I'm just nervous about all the lives it could impact. I'm really worried, but that's just because I'm a worrier. I worry a lot.
I mean, it's hard to say what I feel about it because I don't really know what the future holds. It's still a little bit shocking, and I think for all of us it's going to take some time to set in.
Do you think people are making too big of a deal out of coronavirus?
I don't think
I don't think
people are making too big of a deal out of it. In fact, I think it might be a lot worse than what people are expecting.
A lot of people still have this idea that it's all going to be over in a few weeks, but really we're looking at a very long-term situation.
I think all these precautions are pretty called for. I know people make the excuse that it's just like the flu and it only affects older people.
When we first heard about what was going on, people were saying, oh, well, it's just the flu for most people. You don't have to worry unless you're an old person.
But, for people with compromised immune systems and older people, this is really negatively affecting their everyday life. Like myself and like other teenagers that are healthy, it's our responsibility to still quarantine ourselves and try to stop the virus from spreading as much as we can.
I think there are, unfortunately, a large amount of people as well who also don't take it so seriously. And I think that's really concerning because it's not just hurting themselves, it's hurting everyone.
I'm also hoping that it isn't worse than what we're saying it will be, because that would just not be ideal.
I think that it is probably going to be a lot worse, and the current situation is a lot worse than people really understand yet.
I think that people may be freaking out a little much at the stores. All the toilet paper is gone, all the paper towels are gone, all the canned food, milk. Like, we went to the store yesterday and every single milk bottle was gone, and we're like, that's crazy.
So many people have different ways of dealing with stress, and some people's way is going and buying a platter of toilet paper from Costco so that no one else can have it, or some people's reaction is to make memes on Instagram and joke about the situation.
I think that it affects everyone differently. I mean, some people have immune deficiencies and some people have asthma or respiratory problems that would make the coronavirus, COVID-19, difficult to handle. But I mean, me, I'm perfectly healthy. I have a good immune system. So if I were to get it, I would probably be fine after a few weeks of rest, right? But I mean, other people who are elderly, are dying from it. So I think no one's making too big of a deal out of it. We need to stay considerate of others.
This is obviously something that is a big deal, but I think that our country and the world is going to get through it.
Have you been social distancing or self-quarantining? If so, how is it? I've been social distancing for the past few days.
I have been social distancing.
Social distancing sucks. It actually sucks. It's worse than I thought it would be.
It's really hard for me, first of all, because I, along with lots of others, am really used to being out and about and always doing stuff and kind of getting to like leave and go wherever I want. Like having that freedom taken away is really hard.
I have been social distancing, not since the start of break. I think like a few days in, before I realized and my parents realized how important social distancing was. I was, hanging out in close contact with my friends. But I think they came to the realization before I did that that wasn't okay. And then later I did. I was kind of upset at them because they were right, but I didn't want to admit it. I wanted to see my friends. But now I understand fully that I can't. And we've been Zooming each other, so that's been okay.
Boxing yourself up in your house for like weeks on end is going a little overboard, but follow the state guidelines, avoid big events, don't try to find loopholes,
And for the people that are taking more precautions because they are immunodeficient or at higher risk because they have got grandparents in their homes, I wish the best of luck to them, and I hope that it all goes well.
Social distancing has not been fun because I miss my friends and I miss my family that I can't see. It's definitely a weird situation.
And it's been weird. It's going to keep being weird.
That I have so much time to myself in my house, like I can't go anywhere. And I've just been at home with my family for most of the time. We haven't really gone out of the house except for getting groceries. My dad is still going to work, but it is unclear if he will start working from home.
When you learn that school is going to be closed for 6 weeks, you understand that it's a good thing to be home, avoiding the spread of germs and staying safe.
We've been out of school, which has been kind of crazy because I'm not used to just going on a break with 2 days notice or something like that, and not really having a lot to do in these time frame because obviously we're trying to do social distancing.
When I first heard that school was canceled, I was so happy. Oh my gosh. But I mean, now that I've been stuck inside for 6 days, I'm so bored and I miss my friends, and I never thought I'd say this, but I miss being at school and I miss seeing everyone that I see every day. I mean, I have my family, but like, they're annoying sometimes, right? I mean, I love them so much, but like, oh my god, they're so annoying. But I mean, I do what I can. I take my dog for walks in the park, but that's really all I can do. Earlier today, I got to drive to the Starbucks drive-thru with my mom, and when they gave us our coffee, she made me like sanitize the cup so I wouldn't get sick. So I definitely think my parents are more nervous than I am. I'm doing everything I can to stay away from most people to stop the virus from spreading, but also going bored out of my mind. I can barely handle it. I'm definitely not the person who would just stay inside all day. I need to get out. That being outside and being with my friends is a lot more beneficial to my emotional health and probably my physical health as well. Just social distancing is difficult.
I think I'm just trying to keep it all in perspective, because if this is really a long-term situation, which it looks like it will be, then it's important to maintain good mental health.
I think the boredom hasn't completely hit me yet. It will soon. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm almost done with a full season of Orange is the New Black. I started it like a few days ago, and the episodes are all like an hour. But I'm still at the point where I'm really enjoying not going to school every day. That will wear off quickly though.
It doesn't look like we're gonna go back to school anytime soon, and to be honest, I'm getting kind of bored at home. Netflix is running out of shows. I've been catching up with a lot of TV, practicing for the SAT, not doing any homework or schoolwork whatsoever.
I think it's important to remember that, especially for us as teenagers to be grateful that most of us aren't at that high of a risk of showing symptoms or becoming really sick, and that's something that it's easy to forget about.
Sort of check your privilege.
But I mean, the whole point is to keep everyone safe, where the whole world is just dealing with the same problem. So I think that people need to be considerate of others and should take time to think, oh, I probably shouldn't have a party right now because what if I could get people sick?
I mean, you see people in Miami still on spring break crowding together on the beach and going out to bars and stuff. And if we're looking at effective prevention of spreading the disease, spreading the virus, not infecting people, and really focusing on social distancing, then we're really not near that point because people aren't taking it as seriously as they need to. And how this all turns out is going to depend on the steps that we're taking right now at the beginning of the outbreak.
Any other thoughts?
I think even though it's scary, it's important to remember that we will get through this, but that things might not be the same, and just be kind to one another.
I kind of wish we were back in school. I miss it, which is funny because I freak out at school sometimes. Like, I don't want to be here. I'm so stressed out. But being gone for a long time just kind of makes me want to go back. Gosh, this is weird.
I think that for especially the senior class, and it's tough. I know for myself, my plans for college and plans for the summer that I had are, I really have no idea what's going to happen with them, and that's kind of hard.
I think it's also easy to be really stressed about school, but a tip for that is to remember that everybody's kind of in this together. If school gets canceled for the rest of the year, if school goes back on April 24th, we're all on the same page. While you're stressing, there's a lot of other people that are also stressing.
I think that the best thing for me to do is to just kind of know that what's happening is not in my control. It sucks that it's out of my control and that it's affecting me, but it's affecting so many other people and so many other people worse than me.
I think there needs to be more effort on a national level to impose restrictions on the whole country, because there are definitely places where they haven't had a high number of cases yet, but we're all going to have severe outbreaks, and we need to get ahead of it.
Stay calm, because that's the most important thing you can do. And I think just take advantage of this time and spend a good amount of quality time with your family. Make some good memories together, and you'll have a story to tell for sure in just a few years. And when you grow up and are much older, you can tell all of the generations below you how crazy this time was.
Thanks for watching. A big shout out to Lila, Lily, Kelly, Kate, Julia, Sophie, Auden, John, Eden, Audrey, and Ben. You guys were great interviewees. Hope to see you soon. Make sure to like this video and subscribe down below.